Hello and welcome to Sarcastic Videos. Today we're going to be talking about the Netflix original comedy special, Tracy Morgan Staying Alive. For those who don't know, Tracy Morgan was hit by a Walmart truck a few years ago. He was in a coma. He had to do a lot of reconstructive surgery and physical therapy and speech therapy to get back to where he is now. Hence the title. And from the title, you could probably tell that they did like a staying alive theme at the beginning. Basically, Tracy Morgan walking down the street to the Bee Gees song "Staying Alive," only with instead of a paint can, like in the movie, he had a Walmart bag. So it was just a quick little 2 minute thing before the movie, before the actual stand up comedy. So that was funny. Right from the beginning, they start talking about him getting hit by the truck, and he's talking about how he still shops there in his wheelchair, and that because of the settlement, everything went up a penny. So that was pretty funny. He talked about like in heaven and how he tried to get into heaven when he got hit by the truck, but that they wouldn't let him. And when he was there, he saw like Biggie Smalls, Michael Jackson, and Michael Jackson told him what really happened to Michael Jackson, which was funny. He goes into like Kim Kardashian and talks a bit about her. He has some pretty good jokes, slamming her pretty hard, and he talked about how when he went in the coma, there was only a couple of famous Kardashians, but then when he came out, it was like they multiplied. Now a bunch of them are famous, and then one of them used to be Bruce Jenner and things like that. It was pretty funny. Talk about Caitlyn Jenner being a MILF. And that joke got pretty raunchy, actually. He talked about, he did get extensive injuries from the truck. So, but when that happened, all he cared about was whether or not his dick worked. So that was funny because a lot of people would probably think the same thing. And he's got a few jokes along that line about like what would happen if it didn't, and what kind of life you would lead. So that was pretty funny. He talks about being in the hospital, and then like his family's from the ghetto, so they come in and try and steal stuff from his room. Now his grandma's a Jehovah's Witness, and he couldn't run away because he was injured. He even tried pretending to be in a coma just to get her to go away. Talks a lot about his family. He's got like a cynical aunt who's always looking for trouble, an uncle who steals but steals stupidly, things like that. Talks about being from the ghetto again, about like his friends and how they have like these stupid nicknames that don't apply. He's got a few that are funny. And talks about when he was injured, he got call from Mike Tyson, who wanted to hang out, but he was just trying to avoid Mike Tyson. And how when he got out of the coma, he had like a Donna Summer song in his head, and he sings it a few times and realizes that he never really knew the words even before the coma. And he goes along this one line about how, well, not a line, but a few jokes about how there was absolutely nothing to do in the hospital but just masturbate all the time, and the nurses were like trying to get him to stop and teach him solitaire so he would stop and things like that. And when he had to go to physical therapy, and he had like the Florence Nightingale syndrome for his therapist. He talked a little bit about her and how attractive it was, and how his wife didn't like it. He talks about speech therapy, and how it was funny the way the speech therapist tried to make him talk, because he was talking like he normally talks, with slang and stuff. But the speech therapist was trying to get him to talk like using the quote unquote correct words, and he just kept saying, this is how I talk, kind of thing. And then he talks about Tiger and his kind of downfall. And cheating on his wife was basically the start of it. Now you just don't cheat on your wife when you're older. And how he's older and he's dating a girl who's he's married to a girl who's much younger and half black, half white. and the difficulties of that, and how she's got him wrapped around her finger because he's too old. He knows he can't leave. He talks about when he was younger, how he kept getting DUIs and how he was stupid. Had to go to EA meetings, and they tried to give him community service, but nobody wanted him in their community. That was a funny joke. And he basically, he talks about being jealous, and how when, with the younger wife, talks about how like he's already told his wife like if he dies, she has to wait because or else he'll haunt her. But it's okay if he dates women, if she dates women. So that was pretty funny. He's got quite a few jokes. His energy is a little low, but that's because he's still injured. Like you can tell when he's walking around, he has a chair that he keeps having to sit down into, and I mean he can't help it. So it's not a high energetic set. The crowd's good. He's got them, hyped for his jokes, and there's no down moment. It's pretty funny. Overall, some of the jokes do get pretty raunchy. Like you're talking about, Eddie Murphy raw kind of, humor there. So you have to decide for yourself if you like that. But overall, I'd say as far as Netflix goes, because it's got the thumbs up, thumbs down, I'd give it a thumbs up. But I would only recommend it if you like the raunchy jokes. Like I said, the Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, those kind of jokes from a long time ago. That seems to be Tracy Morgan's kind of MO with his stand-up also. And as far as a rating out of 10, I would give it a 7 out of 10. It's funny, but it's not something you just have to see. So if you like this video, like, share, subscribe, or all of the above. Thank you, and have a nice day.